welcome back to round 2 front 9 coverage of the Ohio Winter League Series 7 at Findley State Park in Wellington, Ohio. Beautiful course, well worth the trip if you haven't been there. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you check your directions, though it is not in Findley, Ohio, but Findley State Park, Wellington, Ohio. We are sponsoring a CTP mystery box on hole 3, which is a par 3 through the double Mando. We'll look forward to seeing that again. And we're following shots from myself, Greg Jersick, Newark, Ohio local Ricky Cox, and Six-Sided Discs, James Lawrence. And we're picking up the action after a short break after the first round on hole 1, par 3, 252. Ricky laces a forehand through, and that must have missed the basket by about a foot. That was right over the top of the basket. Beautiful shot. James is reaching for his K1 stall, looking for redemption after the first round, and he doesn't find it. He finds that same tree. And I found one just beyond it with my F5, so I'm going to have to go for a little upshot here with my K3 CAC Z. And I'm actually really happy with that shot. It's exactly what I was looking for, just to get in circle, close enough for an easy putt, try and clean up my par and move on. James is going with his get freaky zone, and see where that ended up, if it skipped a little long or if he's got a good putt. Here I am with my Cosmic Electron Soft Pilot, and I'll take a par on hole 1 after a rough back 9 on round 1 if you watched the first 2 videos. What a birdie from Ricky to start off the second round. That's a confident putt. And a good par cleanup from James as we move on to hole 2. We'll call it the boardwalk hole because we got the line of the fairway here kind of laid out for us down the boardwalk. 216-foot par 3. Basket is just slightly to the left after the fairway, and Ricky makes the correction from the first round, and that is a beautiful shot.
I mean, come on, man.
Park job all day.
Ricky's gonna be a tough one to beat today.
James is stepping up. See if he can replicate that. Oh, and he, I think you might hear him say here, he doesn't think he deserves it, but that kick off the tree was very generous and puts him back in the fairway. And I'm going to change my play from the first round, and I'm going to go for my FX2 on just a slight anhyzer and try and flex something through the gap here to give myself a good look. And if there's one thing I've learned from our video with Brad Schick, my in the bag video, and this video, is that I need to throw my FX2 more often because I almost never throw a bad shot with it. And you can see James is not happy with that effort, and I don't blame him. That was not very close to the basket. And I'm not happy with that one either. That's a birdie look. You know, and I said in the first video, or maybe that's the back 9 of round 1, that these baskets don't have many chains on them, but that's no excuse. You got to putt it at the basket. You got to give the basket a chance to catch it. And there's Ricky making sure he gets his CTP. Well deserved. And I believe that stood to the end of the round too. So great job, Ricky, taking home some cash. And good cleanup from James. I know he's not happy with it. We're on to the double Mando hole. Hole 3, our mystery box CTP on this hole, and let's see how we do. Wow, and I think Ricky's actually going long there, which is a great shot. It's not a long hole, but that was a great shot. Maybe my only criticism of the course out here is that the distances on UDisc don't seem to be entirely accurate. But that doesn't help if you miss Mandos like that. So James is going to have to take a stroke penalty and play from the drop zone. And that's exactly what I'm going to have to do as well. Just really not feeling the forehand today. I had confidence in it a couple weeks ago, but that confidence is gone. James with a safe bid just to get up there. I'm kind of going for a jump putt as well. And I get really lucky with the kick off the tree because that could have been much shorter. So I'll clean up a bogey here on hole 3. Ricky's looking for birdie. Smells blood. Oh, and maybe that tree in front of him just threw him off his line a little bit. I expected him to bang it in. Oh, and that's a rough spit out from James. This is now 2 rounds in a row that he and I are going to be picking up some high scores on early holes. He's picking up a double bogey here. Ricky cleans up his par that he's not happy with, and I will round out the unhappy trio with a bogey as we move on to hole 4. Hole 4, 177 feet or so, and Ricky turned his, I think it's a Firebird over a little bit, and he's actually just about parked the long basket, which is not what we're shooting for. We're shooting for the mock basket straight ahead. And I'm back to the FX2 for another flex shot, and once again, another good shot with my FX2. See if I can remember that when I go out and play my next event. Oh, and James with his H3V2 was absolutely online. He gets really unlucky with that tree. Throwing his Berg, I think, for the upshot there, trying to get close, and Ricky's having to putt back at the basket, and he's got a lot of obstructions. Let's see what he does. Oh my goodness. You know, the difficulty level here is not even a shot I would attempt, and that is so close to sticking in the basket. I mean, if the basket doesn't want to catch a soft judge, it doesn't want to catch anything. Soft judge is such a soft, kind of gummy, rubbery putter. That was an incredible effort. And that is a great little spin putt from James to save par here after that early tree kick. And, you know, from the position, I think Ricky will be somewhat okay with a par. And this is my birdie look, and I'm ready to get back on track here in round 2. And that is another low putt, which pretty much characterized the back 9 of the first round. And my body language pretty much says it all. I am not feeling it at this point. And on we go. Hole 5, par 3, 249. It's to the right. This is a great shot from Ricky. And I want to say that was just over the basket. We'll see how close it ends up. And I'm changing my play. It didn't work last time with the forehand, so thumber it is. And that was perfect until it hit that tree, or at least playable until it hit that tree. And once again, the body language says it all.
Yep.
That's a solid forehand from James. And didn't like all my options. Decided I just, as long as I make it through this gap of these 2 trees, I'll have a decent look at the basket. And, you know, I think one thing that happens when you're low on confidence when you're putting, you want to put it close. And anytime you put it outside 15 feet, all of a sudden there's doubt. Am I going to make the putt? And that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. I don't have the confidence that I'm going to make these putts over 10 or 12 feet. Ricky looking for birdie to go 3 down. And that's how you do it. Putt. Ricky's putt is looking dialed in, and he's opened up a big lead over us here. These 2 rounds are kind of a combined score. James and I are trying to clean up for par here. And we just about do, but Ricky's consistency is definitely pulling him ahead. We're back to hole 6, par 4, 432 feet. Ooh, and a big left kick. But that kick from Ricky actually got a lot more forward push than we saw. When we went to look for the disc, it took us a few minutes, but we found it much further forward than expected. James going right down the gut, and he gets a huge kick to the right. And same thing, he's getting a lot of forward push off of that kick. So all I want to do is make a gap somewhere. And there we go. With the F5, I'm making it way down the fairway. And I'm feeling really good after that shot. Thinking, okay, here's my chance. I got to pick up some strokes. So this is Ricky's look. A lot of twigs. He's going to go high tomahawk. And he gets through clean. That's a really good effort from where he ended up. And James has got a route. This is a par 4 after all. I mean, you got to just get it down there. Going to his get freaky zone again and maybe leaving it a little longer than he would have liked. And I've got the best look. I've got a clear gap to the left. I've probably got a clear gap to the right as well. And I don't throw it anywhere near the gap. And this, for me, I think, is where I start to kind of lose my patience. Every bad shot just kind of makes it worse and worse, and I'm not sort of handling it well. I'm not managing my emotions. I'm not focusing on each shot. I keep thinking about other shots. And even when I put a really great run on a long putt like that, it's not doing anything to get my headspace back. I'm feeling like Eagle McMahon at Waco round 1. Oh, what a bid from Ricky here. He's just trying to put this up safe so it can either drop in or stay close. And it's so close to dropping in. Unbelievable. James with an outside birdie look, and I don't blame him for being frustrated. You know, that was a really good chance to pick up a stroke on the field on most players, and a confident putt back for par, and he's just wondering where was that putting stroke one shot ago. And both of them clean up pars, and I'm left thinking, how did I not pick up a stroke on these guys when I had the best drive, the only one that was anywhere near the basket? But got to try and get that out of my head. Moving on to hole 7, par 4, 418 feet. Tricky gap. Once again, Ricky's got this short run up and big snap. And what a beautiful shot. He's going to skip.
Oh, that's a mirror image.
Yeah.
And if he's not looking at the basket at least a little bit for an eagle look, that's crazy. If at first you don't succeed, throw the exact same disc and make almost the same mistake. So my lots goes into almost the same tree, and I'm off to the right-hand side. And James is going DD3. Little tree kick, and he loves it, and he should, because that is going to put him way down the fairway. And again, maybe an eagle look. And for one of the first times this round, I'm reaching for my Malta. And I just didn't put anything behind it. I don't know why. It was a terrible upshot. Again, I'm lacking confidence on my putt. So what do? I leave myself a 50-foot putt. And I don't know that I reached for the Malta after that. Not that it was the disc's fault, but easier to blame the disc than to blame me.
Do it.
Oh my gosh. Almost a throw-in eagle from 100 feet. Look at this. It's tracking. It's in. It's out. Oh, my goodness. That was such an effort. Great shot, James. And Ricky got way down there, but he's just got a million trees in his way, so he's just trying to put it close to tap out an easy birdie, and I think he's going to be able to do that. And again, this is maybe not 50 feet, maybe 40, but my confidence level in my putt is just basically gone at this point. No birdies on the first 7 holes. Put it in, Ricky. Oh no. That is a nasty spit out high in the chains. And I think, again, if there were more chains on this basket, that's in all day long. End of a disc catcher, You know, dynamic discs, any other basket would have caught that. But these ones with just one single row chains, you can just get in and out so fast. So we all settle for our, or excuse me, Ricky and I settle for our pars. James with a great shot and taps out a birdie. What a beautiful course here. Hole 8, par 3, 344. James again gets through the gap, but he's going very straight and kicks down. The basket is way off to the left, so at least he's in the fairway. And I decided the flare didn't make this gap last time, but the FX2 always does, so let's go with that. And my only regret is I put it on Anheuser when I really needed it to go left. So a good shot, or good enough compared to last round. And I think Ricky said after this, well, at least I hit the next tree and not the same tree as the first round. So he's got a sense of humor about it. And at this point, I think he's just trying to get down there for par.
Yeah. Oh.
And that got a lot of skip and kind of skidded off to the right, but he'll be looking at the basket.
Okay.
The basket is just over that hill. Can't see it from where we're at. And in my mind, I just want an easy layup here to leave myself an easy par. And again, I left it short. I thought, well, I'll just kind of glide my berg down there and put it close, but I don't want it to roll away. And I just did none of those things. I didn't commit to it.
Soft judge.
And Ricky's kind of deciding, do I run this?
Go in. Oh.
And he did give that a bit of an effort, but it curled up, so it's going to stay close. And again, in my head, I'm just thinking, why did I leave this so short? Because now I can miss it. And what do? I miss it. And that is a bogey. And I am not having a good time anymore. That is a disappointed person right there walking away from the basket. And, you know, Ricky, I think, does a much better job of kind of managing his emotions, at least on the outside. I didn't see him super frustrated. You know, we got the same score on that hole, but he was recovering from a bad tee shot, and I, you know, was just in my head about bad putt. Hole 9, par 3, 273. James with his buzz again leaks a little bit right and gets a generous kick back to the left. Ricky's going to his forehand again. He wants redemption from the first round and just pulls it a little too far. And, you know, despite what I said a moment ago, maybe he's starting to feel a little bit of frustration. And this is the second time I go for the flex line with my flare, the second time I miss my line, and the second time that I get really lucky and end up down by the basket. So I guess that's nice. Solid little flick up shot from Ricky, and if this looks familiar, it's because it's the same putt I had in the first round, except about 20 feet back. So now we're just kind of trying to jump it down a little bit. And that was not far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seem to be closer with 50-foot putts than I am with 15-foot putts, which doesn't really make sense. Oh, and that tickled the chains a little bit.
Tickle chain.
That was close. Oh, James. And I think this is where fatigue is wearing in a little bit. We're playing these two rounds back to back. We're starting to see little mistakes. There's a lot more red on the scorecard.
In the basket
Ricky's
at
in
one
disbelief here of missing that putt. And I'm just thinking, don't do the same thing, because I'm only a foot closer. And I'm just going to clean up my par. And I think somewhere around these next couple holes, I just try to think to myself, hey, at least it's nice to be out playing disc golf. At least you're not, you know, stuck inside, and there isn't snow on the course this time. It's nice. But Ricky with a double bogey to finish the front nine, and he's back to even par after a great start. That's brutal. Thank you all so much for watching. James at 1 over, myself at 2 over. We're here at Findley State Park in Wellington, Ohio. We've got one more video left. The conclusion to round 2, the back 9, is coming tomorrow. So please tune in. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Six Sided Discs. Check out our website, sixsideddiscs.com, for mystery boxes and all your favorite discs. We look forward to seeing you there.